with somebody. I was on my bike, bro. Dude cuts me off on my bike. Like he just kind of like cuts me off, and I pull up next to him at the next light, and I'm like, "You feel stupid, don't you?" Because I'm next to you, and he goes, "You feel stupid." I was like, "Oh, I feel stupid." And the light was green, so he pulls off, and I just followed this man to the next light, and then I put my motorcycle on neutral, and I was just like, I just got out, and I was like, "Oh, who feels stupid now?" He goes, "Man, come on, man. Why you trying to bully me?" I was like, "What do you mean I'm trying to bully you? You just on my motorcycle, and you're talking about Phil." I mean, it was just funny, and it was just immediately I was like, "Well, I'm not going to jail. I need to calm down." But like, I was just so mad. This man could have hurt me, and then it was just yeah. So I got into it was that just happened.
Wait a minute. I hope we're recording. I think we're recording.
I don't know if I want.
Yeah. We've been recording, you guys.
I was just telling the story. Oh man.
Man, what's going on with you, man? You've been pretty aggressive lately. Everything all right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm not aggressive. What are you talking about?
Well, it's not, you know what? It's not that you being aggressive, because I feel like you've been like hearing that story and then showing me the video that you showed me last week. You weren't aggressive, but you've been in altercations, and I'm concerned about that.
Oh man. I feel like both things okay. I'm trying to get my way out of this. So the motorcycle situation is something I could have chopped up to being like this idiot and just whatever. But I just like I just thought it was funny that he cut me off, he almost killed me. And I just pulled up next to him like, I'm on a motorcycle. Like, why would you think I'm not gonna catch you? You know? You know?
Right.
Like an idiot, then he called me an idiot back, and then it triggered me. The sparring footage.
Okay, so I get it. Okay.
Sparring footage, I don't feel like, for me, I don't feel like that's my fault. I feel like, I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be like, nothing's my fault, but I just thought it was hard sparring. You know, I sparred harder with other people. You know?
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you thought it was like sparring is sparring. Like, we get this thing about hard sparring, soft sparring, but I think at the end of the day, like, sparring is sparring. Like, if you're blocking stuff anyway, like, you're blocking it. So, like, you just have to be prepared that you know that they're going to throw harder. So, I mean, if he didn't want to go hard, he shouldn't have been in there with you.
Yeah. Or you shouldn't have thrown at me.
Right. Yeah.
Thrown at me the way he was throwing at me. Well, I guess let me explain that, because I'm not going to show the clip. So what happened was, this is where it got messed up. So we were sparring, and I threw a lazy body kick. He caught it, right? This is the first time we sparred. He caught it, and then I threw fake punches to the face, right? I threw fake punches to the face. I was like, I can hit you, but I'm not. And then he throws across, but when he throws, he like kind of throws my leg and then throws across. And it hurt my knee, so I had to stop sparring. So the next week we're sparring again, and I did it again. I threw a body kick, but I threw it lazy, and then he catches it, and I'm like, I can hit you, and I don't hit him. I did it twice, and then he does it again, and I'm like, man, I could have hit you. And he goes, I ain't scared of nothing. That was his response.
Oh, so that's what his response was?
His response was, my bad, I didn't know, or just throw the cross next time, or throw your punch next time. His response was, I ain't scared of nobody. That's what he said.
Okay.
I said, okay, well, I'm just not gonna hold it. And he continued to talk about how he's not scared of anybody. I ain't scared of nothing. You don't remember the exchange?
Yeah, but like, I remember the exchange, but it just seemed like, I don't know, man. Like, it just always seems like those things can be avoided if one person just understands.
That's what I was doing. I was trying to explain to him. I was like, hey, man, like, I threw the kick, and I didn't throw the punch. I pulled my punches. I was trying to explain that to him, and his response was like, I ain't afraid of nobody. It's like, that didn't make any sense. Like, in my head, I was like, he's gonna pick A, B, or C. That was F. I mean, that was I didn't think that was gonna happen. So I was like, all right, I just won't pull my punches. And then he continued to talk about how tough he is. And I was like, whatever. And so when we start sparring again, I just didn't pull my punches. And when I threw the body kick, I didn't throw it in a way where he can catch it.
So that was what. So I saw that when I was like, oh man, like that was like he wasn't catching that one. Like if he was catching that one, it was breaking. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it was breaking a rib before he got it. So that was a hard one. And then that's when I saw he kind of got like and he kind of got all pissy.
Yeah, he threw his mouthpiece out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh man. Yeah, he got mad. He got upset. Threw his mouthpiece out, and he was like, "Let's go on the dead homies." And he kept telling me he was from the street. He kept telling me.
Yo, what does he talk? That don't make no sense.
Because exactly. Because I was like, I'm black, bro. That's not gonna scare me. You're from the. I am too, bro. Like I'm just like, I am also from the street. You know? Also, what's on the street? You said.
I'm just saying, like y'all in the gym training, and then he talk about, I'm not scared of nobody. I'm from the streets.
Yeah, he started throwing up gang signs and stuff. He started throwing stuff up. And I was like, the scariest thing you could do is beat me up right now. That's the scariest thing you could do. Because if you shoot me, I'm just going to be dead and you'll be in jail. You know, like, it's like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, and the truth be told is, like, if you spar and then you use that as an opportunity or an excuse to fight somebody, but like, why? Because you getting beat. You know what I'm saying? Like you getting beat in the spar. Like, what's it gonna make? Is it gonna be different if y'all start really fighting?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't get it. I mean, it just don't make sense to me because I'm like, everybody gets beat up. Like everybody gets beat up. And not one time when I was getting beat up, I never spit my mouthpiece out and said I'm from the streets. I never told this whoever's beating me up how tough I am. I just take it. I'm like, all right, when I get better, bruh, it's a wrap for you. That's
right, but that's what I'm saying. But like, if you already getting beat and like you get and that's frustrating you, like, what is getting mad and then fighting for real going to do other than get you beat for real?
So has anyone done that to you? Has anyone like kind of flipped out on you? And
nah,
never.
Nah, no one's ever really flipped out on me because I don't know. Like, I never really. I don't know. Like, I always had like a pace where, and I was more defensive anyway.
Yeah.
Like I never really like went at guys hard. I was more defensive and just never. And I would tell them, you can go as hard as you want. Just understand that. I say go as hard as you want, but understand that you're gonna get tired. Because I would let them, like, because it didn't matter to me. Because like I would always try to work on my defense and be in a position to where no matter how hard they went, they couldn't get off on me anyway.
Wow.
And they would just get frustrated.
Wow.
So like I never really cared about guys going hard. I'd be like, go as hard as you want. Don't worry, I'll defend myself. So like, and they would just get frustrated and then, you know, and things like that. But I never had anybody like flip out on me and like really try to fight me. I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing, like if you're doing jiu-jitsu and a guy just bites you, you're like, whoa, what do you, like, that's, I can understand trying to fight for that. But like, if you're getting beat to the punch in sparring and then you get pissed off and want to fight a guy, like that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me either.
So have you been back and talked to that dude?
No, I don't talk to him. He tries to like talk to me, but like in a way where, you know how like dudes don't apologize to each other, where they'll just be like, you know, like a you'll get in a fight with your roommate, like y'all argue super hard, and the apology is, I'm going to the store. You want something? That's how that's how dudes apologize. Like, men can't be like, hey man, I was wrong, you know, for doing this. You forget, you know, it can't do that. It's always like, I'm going to so-and-so's house to watch the game. You coming? Like, that's just, you know. So, but
the shower's open.
Yeah. So, I'm like, this dude, he's just annoying. So I'm like, I mean, I thought it was corny because I tried to apologize to him twice in the video you seen. I
saw that. You was like, yo, I'm sorry. You did apologize
twice, and I don't feel like I was wrong. And he still didn't. He still didn't try to chop it up with me. So for me, I'm like, I don't like you as a person. You know?
Yeah, it's not worth.
Yeah. because I apologized and I didn't need to apologize. And after I apologized, didn't need to, you still weren't like, all right, cool. So for me, like the last time I apologized, I was like, hey man, I'm sorry. He's like, I'm from the streets. And I'm like, that's cool, man. I believe it. I believe it. Do you forgive me? I'm just letting you know I'm from LA. And I'm like, okay, man. So you forgive me. He walks off. I'm like, okay, well, we'll never be cool again. Like, we'll never be cool, man. I just don't want to be around energy, man. That someone tells me.
I get that 100%. And that's how I am in life too. It's like some people just ain't worth the effort to apologize or try to be friends with them, because you're just like, you're not the type of energy that I want around me anyway. So yeah, I don't even want to just go on and live your life. I'm gonna live mine, and we don't ever have to cross paths.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of partners. Have you ever like had a sparring partner that you just never sparred with again? Or do you all
sure
back to sparring?
Like, what do you mean? They'll never spar with him again?
I mean, I don't know, like someone that someone like that. Like, I don't know where you because I'm not gonna work with him again. But that's the only
okay, yeah. I had a lot of people like that. There was a lot of people like I would like, for me, there's some certain people I would just like, I wouldn't want to roll with them, because I'd be like, man, it's just, all they do is stall or something. You just like, man, it sucks. Like, it's no point. It's like, it's no point in rolling with this person or training with this person, because all you do is either run. Yeah, like if a guy would run all the time, I'd be like, the hell am I doing sparring? I'm not sparring him. All he does is run.
Run when you're sparring, like
yeah.
Striking. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like, like if you're sparring with somebody and they're striking, and obviously, like in the bigger gyms, there's a lot of room, and these guys are like, they're running from one end to the other, and you're just like, dude, where are you going? Why are you running around so much?
Yeah. Would it be more frustrating because they didn't get tired? You're like, man, how are you not getting tired?
I know. Like, damn, this motherfucker in shape. Yeah, I miss sparring. I used to spar a lot. Like, sparring was my thing, man. Like, getting in front of somebody and playing tag, that was always my thing.
Yeah, I love that, man. I think it's so much fun. It's just like it's my basketball,
Yeah.
It's just
hey, matter of fact, can you hoop?
Yes.
Okay, you can.
Come on, man. You don't see my movement?
Okay, I see it. Because yesterday I was talking to Rashad about it, and then today I was talking to Anthony Smith about it. And I said, there's not a lot of crossover in MMA and basketball. I mean, there is some in like football and MMA and in baseball and MMA, but not a lot in basketball. And I think one of the reasons is obviously basketball season and wrestling season coincide. They're at the same time. So you got to pick and choose. And then just the mentality, the body types, it just doesn't really cross over as much between basketball. So I always wonder, like, who in MMA can like actually play ball? It's a handful of guys that can, but not a
lot. Can hoop. Gon can hoop.
Yeah, Gon can hoop. Phil Rowe can hoop. Who?
Gon? That make a hoop.
He can hoop. Yeah.
He do all kind of between the leg dunks and stuff. Like, he's a
really,
bro. Yeah, he can do behind, like pump back. Yeah, he's a hooper. It's crazy. But you can tell. Look how he moves.
True.
Tell like if someone's a basketball player, they move and they don't still get tired, because running up and down the court, that's exhausting.
I know.
It's exhausting. You gotta, like, I don't know. So you can tell who, like, and even if when I was playing basketball and I was training MMA, I would just never get tired. If I did MMA and I was playing basketball, I just would never get tired. It built my cardio like crazy. And then when I stopped playing basketball, I just started getting tired.
Well, Crazy Horse said that's how he would do cardio for fights. He would play basketball. Like, that was his cardio for fights.
You have a plane going over your head?
No.
Sound like a plane's going over your head.
Really? I think it was a motorcycle outside, but
it's not my side. So
you still hear it?
Yeah, it's leaving. It was me.
I mean, you outside in the middle of Beverly Hills.
And you was like, nah, it's not me. Like, what are you talking about? Bro, I thought you seen the plane in the background. Like that was like it was right behind.
No, I didn't.
No, but I do you play basketball?
I tried to. Like I shoot around a little bit.
Yeah, I love basketball, man. It used to be my favorite sport until I got into MMA. It used to be my favorite. I still watch it. I'm watching the finals. Heat versus
Yeah.
Denver.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna win?
I mean Denver probably, but I want the
I
Heat,
know.
you know.
Jimmy
I,
Buckets, boy.
yeah, he's good, man. He's really good, man. Man, I'm like, could you imagine if MMA fighters got paid money? I mean, it'll be basketball. I mean, because basketball players, they get paid so much money. They're like, I would never do. you know,
Yeah.
they're like, I would never do MMA because the amount of money you get paid in basketball, you can be on the bench and you're gonna make more than Ghana.
I know.
It's not even gonna be close. Like the fact that people are like, how is PFL affording this? It's like, you know, it's like that's an eighth string basketball player. You know,
I
like,
know.
it's not that much money, but basketball players, they're not gonna go into that. They're not gonna go into like, and football players, they're not gonna go into MMA because it's the money. I mean, you'll see a lot of these retired basketball players that they're like, all right, well, I guess I'll still use some of my athleticism and get knocked out because they're getting knocked out.
Yeah. They're not very good. Who's worse? Who's worse? And I know who I think is worse, but I want to know who you think is worse. Football players or basketball players?
It's crazy because it's like I think that I don't know. They're almost even because I see the benefits, right? Because I don't know. I mean, you're gonna say football players, right?
No, I'm gonna say basketball players.
Really?
As bad as I think football players are at fighting, you know me. There's no one more critical of football players than me, but I think basketball players are worse.
Who's a basketball player that came in and got whooped?
Well, nobody, but just like you see them fighting on the court.
Oh, basketball players are for sure worse fighters in general.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in general.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I think that you see them fighting on the court. Yeah, they can't fight. But I think transitioning, if they learn, like I think.
Yeah, I think if they were to learn, I think the basketball players should be better at fighting than football players because they're more graceful, and I think they're more graceful, and I think that they're just better at moving their bodies. Their mechanics are better.
Yeah. But football players are just explosive and strong.
He's like, raw. Yeah.
They're like, could describe like a fighter. That's what they would make for a football player.
That's the sound they would make.
We'll be a wrestlers. Wrestler. That's a wrestler. That's a wrestler. And then jiu-jitsu would be.
No, jiu-jitsu would be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all. All jiu-jitsu guys do is smoke, man. That's all jiu-jitsu guys do is smoke. And they got mad at me for saying that, but I'm like, dude, it's true.
They do, man. They do. And it's weird because boxers don't do that. I mean, boxers smoke, but not like.
But not like in the culture. It's not like I don't think it's like in part of the culture like weed is for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I can't think of like someone that smokes more weed than jiu-jitsu. I mean, they're always like even the instructors. I remember like I had a jiu-jitsu instructor. I would take lessons in New York, and this dude would be high all the time. He'd be high all the time. It's crazy. If you said hi to him, he was like, that's how it was every time, bro.
I mean, but think about it. Like they had the tournament, and they still have the tournament in Vegas called High Rollers.
I know.
Have you ever been to High Rollers?
No, because they do it on like weekends, right?
Yeah. And like when you the whole place is just smoked out, and they're just competing in the smoke.
That's crazy.
And they would pay them. No, I don't smoke, but they would pay guys in weed.
Isn't that weird? Because I remember like Jake Shields doing it against some police officer. Is that legal?
I guess so. Well, I mean, I guess now anyway.
Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's ingrained in our culture, in the culture of jiu-jitsu. Just weed and being high is ingrained in it. And I think that's one of the reasons why jiu-jitsu guys just don't really catch on to like MMA all that much, because like they're just high all the time. They, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't really go for like wrestlers. They be going, let's go, come on. And jiu-jitsu guys are like, bro, just sit back, you smoke.
Yeah, wrestlers are like they're like I don't drink soda, like I'm not. They're like super like I don't know, put together. Nate Diaz, he I mean he's always high, and he smokes. They found out he can't smoke in Texas. I mean he's still gonna obviously, right?
Yeah,
but when he's gonna fight, when is he fighting Jake Paul?
Oh man, is that August?
Yeah, it's like August or something.
Yeah.
Are you excited for that fight? I know you're watching it, right? But are you excited?
I'm not excited. I'm not excited for it.
Neither, bro.
I mean, especially with this summer fights that we got between Gaethje and Poirier and Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. I mean, how could you be excited? How could you be excited about Nate Diaz and Jake Paul?
I know that's true. That's so true, man. You got Terrence or you got Bud?
Yeah. I gotta go with Terrence Crawford. I think that
really.
Yeah, for whatever reason, man. Huh?
I bet you $10.
All right, let's bet on that. $10.
$10. I'll shave my head if Bud wins.
No, don't do that.
Okay.
I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do
that. Hey, that's a good friend right there.
Yeah.
You're like, don't do
that. Yeah.
So I got Spence. I think Spence beats him. Pretty like I think he breaks him down pretty, like I think it's competitive, like the first like few rounds, and then he just like pressure gets to him. Like he gets to a point where he's just in your chest, where it's like people like act like it's he has bad defense, but it's like how can you punch somebody that doesn't? He's like he makes you like outside of punching range.
Yeah, he makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
he put he put a lot of pressure on dudes.
A lot of pressure, man. I just don't think Spence, bro. I mean, come on, he's good. So how do you think it happens?
Probably decision. I mean, so if it goes to a decision, that means that anybody could win. It just depends on how the judges are feeling that day. But I still got Errol. I still got Terrence Crawford. I just think that he's a dog, man. That guy is so athletic and so like physically gifted. Have you ever seen his kids? Like there's like a video of his daughter running like the 800, and she's just lapping her. Like she's just like lapping girls. Yeah, and like his sons are like state champ in wrestling in Nebraska. Like they're just in an athletic family.
Wait, how old is he?
I don't know.
He's like 35. 36.
Yeah, 35, 30, I don't know. He 32.
So you think the judges in boxing are like are fixed?
I don't want to say fixed, but sometimes they just don't get it right. Sometimes they just it's hard to get it right all the time.
You think Loma beat Haney?
I don't know. Like it's like you really and somebody put it to me like this, like unless you're like actively with a scorecard in your hand counting the rounds, it's hard to really tell. Like sometimes we remember the big moments and sometimes some rounds are more decisive than others and we can remember those rounds a little more clear. But unless you really score all the rounds the way they're supposed to be scored, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I rewatched it a couple of times and I watched some breakdowns, but I in the beginning, I was like, oh, I got Loma 7-5.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I never felt like it was a robbery. And because people were flipping out, this is a robbery.
Yeah.
This is what boxing is on its way out. And but I could see how Devin won.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you got to think a lot of people are going to call it a robbery because Loma is the bigger name. It was a close fight, and they wanted him to win. So the fact that he didn't win, of course, it's kind of like there's a little bias in that because I think that a lot of people wanted Lomachenko to win because he's a little bit bigger of a star.
Yeah, yeah. So he got I get that, but I don't know about it being a robbery, but
no, I don't think it was a robbery. But did you see The Ultimate Fighter last night?
Is it already on? No, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't see it.
No, man, it was pretty good. Like, yeah, McGregor and Chandler.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah, man, it was pretty good, man. Connor is a weird dude, man.
Connor?
Whew.
Oh, he's super weird.
I don't know how I would never be able to be around that guy. He just got a weird energy about him all the time. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low, sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's positive. And like you just never know. And it seems like it switches moment to moment.
Like he's bipolar or something?
Oh, he's multipolar.
You think maybe he's on drugs? Like
that too. I mean, I think he's got to be on drugs. He's got to be on all kind of stuff, man. But he just he's so on edge all the time. There was a clip with him and Michael Chandler together in a room, and they left him sitting there by themselves for. Chandler says it was like 30 minutes, but they have 12 minutes of the footage, and like they're just in there and like they're kind of staring at each other. They're kind of pacing back and forth. Then they'll say something to each other, and then Connor will say something and laugh, and then he'll say something kind of smug, and then it's just like the weirdest, most awkward altercation between situation with these guys, and it's just like, man, I could never be around this dude's energy.
I mean, I guess good TV, right? But what was it?
Well, they were waiting for Dana, and I think that on purpose they let him sit there. They let him sit there to get some footage and see how they would react. Because like when you're in an awkward situation with a dude, the first thing we do is what we do. We pick up our phone and just get on our phone and go, all right, let me try to avoid this shit. But they don't have the option to do that. They have to sit there. They have to stand there and just be around each other. And the cameras were just rolling, and they were just trying to be cordial, trying to have respect, but then also taking little digs at each other.
Yeah.
Trying to see who's the alpha here. This was the clip. I don't know if you saw the clip, but this was the clip where he was like, "Oh, we're fighting at 185," and Michael Chandler's like, "Oh, we want to fight at 185? I'll do that." And Connor's like, "You'll do what you're told."
Yeah.
That was a part of that altercation. But you see like how like that's kind of aggressive. But then there were moments where Connor was like soft and sensual and like a human being, and then there are other times he's like bowled up like this and shadow boxing, and
yeah,
I'm like, Jesus,
that's weird.
But it was a pretty good episode though. They picked teams and Chandler, and yeah, I think it'll be a good season, man. It'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out and see how Connor and see it now. Hopefully, even if Connor fights this dude at the end of it.
I know, right? I mean, it would be like 6 months from now.
Yeah, yeah, because Connor got to get into that damn testing pool.
Yeah. He should definitely grow his facial hair back. I don't know who told him.
Yeah, but like all the drugs that he's done, like his beard, his face just turned into like his beard turned into his face. Like where his beard was now is just jawbone.
Bro, it's like weird.
Right?
That's why I might grow the beard back because you can cover it up. But it's like, I don't know if it's because he's so heavy or, all the drugs. I don't know what it is, man. I have no idea, but it looks like It looks like God gave me Clay-Doh and was like, make Connor's face. And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Try it. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. But
And you be started with a square.
yeah. Started with a square. Yeah, it looks weird, bro. Looks
I
weird.
know, like
Go
he's
ahead.
turned into an animal. Like he's really like morphing into an animal.
Yeah. He looks like like a character from Teen Wolf. But I don't know. It's very weird of him. But he should definitely grow his facial hair back. But Michael Chandler, that's gonna be a banger, man. I know you say you got Michael Chandler winning.
No, I go back and forth on this. So I'm always swayed by the worst people. So I kind of had Connor winning up until today. And then now I'm kind of like, Chandler can win this. But I still don't know. Like I have to see, when they get in shape and they start showing videos of them training, I'll know if Chandler can win this fight. But the odd makers have it pretty close, man.
Well, I mean, that makes sense that it's close. But for me, it's just like it doesn't make like Chandler to me has never looked technical.
I know.
He's very smart for some reason, but he doesn't fight the way he thinks. And his last couple of fights, he's been trying to be a little bit more technical. But to me, he's always been like hopping on his toes, kind of diving in for a giant overhand. Maybe he'll throw a jab, he'll throw a kick, a front kick. It's never like a roundhouse, like it's like a teep or like
I don't think he can throw a roundhouse.
Really, he can?
No.
You do
I don't think his body will allow him to.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So he's like super like boxing heavy, which I just think is a perfect fight for Conor. I think it depends on if Conor's gonna, obviously which Conor's gonna show up, but I don't know, man. I think that's like someone that also gasses in the beginning of the fight. That's perfect.
Yeah.
No.
I just know if this fight goes to the 4th and 5th round, man, it's gonna be sloppy as hell.
Sloppy. That's what I'm looking forward to, man.
It's gonna be a straight bar fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be trash. I can't wait. I don't know. I'm gonna watch that first episode of. I didn't know it was out yet.
Yeah, last night was the first episode.
I was watching America's Got Talent. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm friends with one of the producers, and I went over her house. We were just watching it. She had a couple of friends. And
now, how's that for you watching it now after the fact? Because I mean, you're a big part of it, so.
Yeah, but I never watched it. I never watched it when I was on it. So
yeah,
I had some watch parties, but yeah, I never watched it when I was on it. But I watched it back. I'm like, obviously, you're like, you see it, and you're like. Just like you just know things, and you're like, okay, well, they did this, they did that. I just kind of see it, but
yeah,
but it's a good show. It's a really good show.
Is Terry Crews the host of it?
Yeah, he's the nicest human being alive.
Is he really?
He is the kindest, and he's massive. He is massive. His hands are huge. He has the same size hands as Shaq, apparently, but it's huge, bro. He could slap the whole AGT audience with one swipe, bro. I mean, it's great, bro. He's the nicest human being. Super, like,
he seems
athletic.
like that.
Yeah. I think we're cutting off though. I think the timer.
Oh, the timer's cutting off.
It's cutting off. So.
All right. Well, listen. Let's chop it up next week, homie.
Absolutely, man. Great talking, man. Be safe.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.